Hi, my name is Bill and I'm a college professor in Dallas, Texas. And earlier this week, I promised another video on the big, beautiful Billionaire buffet, which passed Congress sort of technically yesterday, 1 o'clock in the morning, 215 to 214. Of course, only Republicans voted for this. And they're all coming out now and admitting they haven't read it. Well, of course they haven't read it. Changes were made at the last minute. No one has totally unpacked what's in this bill, but some details have come out. We knew about millions of Americans being thrown off of their Medicaid, my parents, maybe your parents, also off of Medicare, also Medicaid, which helps provide health insurance to poor people who otherwise wind up in the emergency room. This saves us money for them to go get early care, preventative care. That's a good thing. I know it's charity. That's okay. I'd rather pay the charity than the emergency room charity. We know that it's going to add now roughly $4 trillion a year to the federal deficit. This from the party that used to stand for fiscal conservancy, which I myself stand for. But I was trying to see something about this, just trying to learn more about what was in it. And I was watching a clip from C-SPAN, and there's a Republican representative there talking about one of the provisions, which is to remove the tax on silencers for firearms. And I couldn't help but think millions of people are going to lose their health care. Millions of people are losing SNAP, basic food. Much of the benefit goes to children, for example. This seems like a good thing. Many people are going to suffer from the out of control, skyrocketing inflation that will result from that kind of increase in the deficit. Not to mention the downstream, our trading partners that we've alienated. That's going to cause, this is a disastrous bill. But what this gentleman from the Republican Party, the MAGA party, was talking about was silencers, taking away taxes on silencers for guns. And then he goes on this rant about the Second Amendment. Well, let me tell you something. I did a deep dive into the Second Amendment for my blog, and I'll post the link here. And I called it the Wyatt Earp solution to gun control. And do you know what Wyatt Earp's solution was at the time of the OK Corral, the Wild West, which we all love Western movies, don't we? It was a very small period of time in American history, but more movies have been made about it than anything. The first thing Wyatt Earp did to get gun violence under control in Dodge City was to mandate that no one could bring guns into the city, because even Wyatt Earp understood that more guns means more kids getting killed in schools, for one example. More guns is not the answer, and the Second Amendment had nothing to do with that. I don't care how many times MAGA people spew their bullshit. The Second Amendment is about the right to bear arms for a well-organized militia. Bearing arms is not owning arms. These were guns that you had to reload, that took a minute and a half, 2 minutes to reload, not semi-automatic weapons that can mow down hundreds of school kids in the matter of seconds. This is apples to oranges. They keep distracting with this shit. And the fact that they're talking about that when my parents are going to lose their health care, I find it completely absurd, obscene. You've got to call your senators today. I've called mine. I've called them twice now. Mine are Ted Cruz and John Cornyn. John Cornyn's being primaried by an even more MAGA guy. Cornyn's not MAGA, but he goes along with it, makes it just as bad. But he's being primaried by another MAGA guy. And I mentioned to the intern that I spoke to, I do vote in primaries, and I'm not a Republican, but I vote in the Republican primary. I sure do, because that matters to me too. Who's representing everyone in our state? It's time to call your senators. If this disastrous thing, if any form of it, anything close to it, passes the Senate, we're fucked. Have a good day.